before the hour is over. We're half an hour in. Damn, that's unfortunate. Half an hour in. The first little bit of news I wanted to tell y'all. Do you know the brand Noctua? Noctua fans, have you heard of them? If you haven't, they basically make one of the best, if not the best, PC fans out there. They're super efficient. They're super quiet. Actually, I don't know if they're quiet. I don't think they're quiet. Let me take that back. They're not quiet, but they pump some mighty air. They shouldn't. They have no right pumping that much air. They're great. They're wonderful. They also make the ugliest fans you can ever imagine. They tend to be so disgusting looking. I mean, they're iconically disgusting. But the reason I ask if you know what they are is because for some reason, a brand called Pulsar decided to shove one of these little fans into a gaming mouse. Why? What's the point? What's the what were we thinking when we designed this? It's basically so that gamers don't get sweaty palms, right? It's so that they can game for long periods of time and they won't sweat. Do you get sweaty palms when you play like Rivals or Overwatch? Do you? I hate clammy. Okay. Because I'm out here. When I was reading this, I was out here thinking like, who needs this? I have not gotten like sweaty hands. When people say that you're sweating in like an insult or I mean, I guess it can be I don't think it's ever a compliment. If people say that you're sweating as an insult, I never really took that as like a literal thing. Cause I don't really think I have sweaty palms when I play games. So I read this and just like, who needs this? Why is this happening? This feels like for the person who does like the Rumpelstiltskin like toe grip on the floor and like biting their tongue while they're aiming and sniping on Overwatch. Like I don't see who this is. I didn't see who this is made for. But you know what though? You know what? Me personally, I don't think I could use it. I could see how other people can. I can start to see it now that you're mentioning it. Clammy hands do kind of suck. I don't get sweaty palms, but I know people who do. Okay, so this would be a game changer. I can't get one of these. Real talk, I fiddle and diddle too much. That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good. I just know I'm gonna stick my finger in one of the holes. I know my digits are gonna go. I know I'm gonna get cut. I know I'm gonna get cut at one point because my hands go in there, right? I just know it. I just know something bad's gonna happen to me. Listen. Damn. So that brand deal, that sponsorship is gone out the window. Huh? I can't get one of these. Let's just leave it at that. I fidget. There we go. Lord, I fidget a bit too much, and I just know I'm gonna get cut. That thing's gonna hurt me in some way, shape, or form. So this may be an unusual innovation, but it's practical if you're an avid VR. Who wrote this? I don't agree. I don't agree. I want to know how much this costs first off, because this feels like a high-end gaming mouse, right? It tends to be the brands that like have holes in the mice just to like make it lighter that tend to be super expensive. There's a brand, it's not coming to me right now, but they basically just pump these out, right? They're just totally different kinds of gaming mice, but they all have holes so that they're as lightweight as possible. I would get distracted by the parts and I would stick my PR phrasing. Thank you, Electro. I would get distracted by the parts and would stick my finger in the fan. Thank you. Beautifully. I'm gonna need you for college, bro. I'm gonna need you every time I raise my hand. I'm afraid now. I'm afraid of myself. So it says release date revealed. I'm not seeing that though. Hold on, I swear I read this. Good Lord. Who is using that? That's like moving a millimeter and your mouse just like leaves your house. Wait. What does it say? Today we know we'll be launching officially on July 21st. I'm gonna go on a whim here. Noctua fans are very expensive. If I were to guess the price for this device, I'm gonna go with $150. It's $150 mic. Did I say mic? Jesus, mouse. I think this is gonna range anywhere between 150 to 200 because this feels very, you know what? Maybe 200 plus. This feels very gimmicky, and that I don't feel like they're gonna make a whole lot of them. I think they know that this is weird. I would get distracted. Wait, just register for my totally legitimate media literacy course. Yo, only $20,000 a quarter. And you can be a pro at speaking human. Only 20 grand. Oh, what a steal. I'll go to your seminars. I promise. I'll go to your seminars. Let's see what else we have for tech news. Oh, this is a little bit of gaming news now. So GTA 6 pre-orders have blown up. I have to view ad to continue. Anyways, I already read this. I'll summarize it for you. There's like 5 million ads. Ignore all of them. So I believe they made over 200 million on their first week globally, right? Globally on their first week. They already pretty much, they made all their money. This kind of agitates me a little bit because they are very known for, they're known for just making a game and then vanishing for a decade or two before making the next one, right? I think the fact that they got this much money for a pre-order doesn't help. I think that's pushing for more of this behavior, this emotional hostage behavior pretty much. But I digress. I can't really say much of it. I haven't really played any of the GTA games at all. None. I have never played a single GTA game. That's a lot of money for Elma. I never pre-ordered a game. I wish I could say the same. I wish, especially for digital purchases, pre-order doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. I don't understand. It makes no sense, but I have done it before. I think I've only done it for 2 games. I don't know if Night Rain was available for pre-order. If it was, I definitely did it. Sid and I definitely did it. Getting a game in like an alpha release doesn't count as pre-ordering, right? No, that's a whole different thing because you're getting the game. Pre-ordering just means that you spent the money before the game came out. Okay. I'm pretty sure, I think I've only ever pre-ordered like 2 games, and even then it's stupid. It makes no sense. It's digital. They're never going to run out of copies. Doesn't work like that. Speaking of physical copies though, let me transition here to the next interesting news headline. GameStop CEO says games are irrelevant to company revenue. When I read that, I kind of thought just like GameStop, game irrelevant to revenue? That doesn't make sense, right? That makes no sense. So this comes after this is the CEO Ryan Cohen. This comes after Sony saying that in January 2028 they're going to stop producing physical copies of games. They're already on the way there. If you buy like I think if you buy almost any game that's not from Nintendo, you're just going to get a little paper. If you buy a physical copy, that is, you're going to get a little paper with a code. And that's it. It's going to be an empty disc case and just a little code in there. And then you have to put that code into your console. So, what? Like, but it's in the name. That's what I'm saying. Like, what do you mean it's irrelevant? What are you going to sell anymore? All you have is Nintendo now. I'm sure Xbox is going to do that soon. They're going down that route. All you're going to have is Nintendo. Is Nintendo going to keep you afloat? So let's read a little bit. With Sony announcing that it has halted the production of physical games for PlayStation starting in January 2028, discourse over what the future of the physical games media continues to be front and center. Of course. It makes a lot of sense, right? What is GameStop going to sell if all they ever do is sell digital games, or sorry, physical games, and now everything's digital? Yo, what's good, Inferno? Inferno, I'm alive, brother. How are you? Let me take a little swig before I keep reading. PC games went digital only years ago, while consoles were often seen as the last place for those who prefer the format. For a store like GameStop, which has long relied on physical games, it doesn't appear to be a problem for the company. I don't believe that. I really don't. I think that's just like a front for investors. GameStop has other priorities. Speaking with Bloomberg, Cohen shut down any concerns or worry that the decline of physical games will hurt the company. Responding to the question, quote, if the hardware makers are reportedly moving to diskless, good lord, diskless on the console side, future games launches are digital only. Where does that fit in for the business plan? And to quote Cohen, it doesn't matter at all. Software, it mattered in the past. Software today makes up less than 12% of the business, and collectibles make up over half the business. So it's totally irrelevant. That is not what I expected. I mean, surely he wouldn't lie, right? Surely this isn't to like probably this is not to calm investors from like pulling out all their funds and their investments on GameStop, right? Surely not. But if what he says is true, what collectibles is he talking about? Is he talking about fucking Funko Pops? People are still buying that. What else is there? I need more information from that. What is the collectible he speaks of? Good. How have you been? I've been